Good morning, everybody. Welcome to today's Morning Coffee with Mike. I got a great question from one of our followers, Ray. Ray reached out and said that he had a problem with making the same kind of mistake in his trading over and over again, and he thinks that it has to do with FOMO. If you're experiencing something similar where you just keep on making the same kind of mistake, you think that it's fear-based, let me know, drop it down into the chat, because I think that this is going to help a lot of people. A lot of us feel similar things. So when we're questioning it and we start to think about the same kind of mistakes over and over and over again, the first thing that I want to think about is, about the system, right? The first question that I asked to Ray was to tell me more about his system. I'm actually waiting on a response for that answer. But if you're feeling similar, ask yourself about your system. Where did your system come from? How did you learn your style of trading? Is this something that you came up with on your own? Is it something that you watched a YouTube video and you tried to implement? Did you pick up a book and you studied, and then you're trying to implement that? Or did you take courses, or are you getting mentored by somebody? How did you learn your particular style, your particular system? So once you figure that part out, and what would be a really good thing for you to do with this is to not just think about it, but to also write it out, right? Like write down all things that come to mind. Well, I watched such and such video, then I started doing X, and I put on a couple of trades. Write all that kind of stuff out, because when you do, the next step of it will be to take a look at your system, and you're going to start to see what some of the holes in that system might be. Not just the holes in the system, but the holes in your beliefs about the system, and why maybe you do or do not have conviction in that system. Because if you have a robust system, it should be able to tell you when to get in, when to get out, how much to risk, when to take profits, all those kinds of things. And if you are second guessing that system, then there's a hole somewhere in the beliefs that you have. There's something that's not allowing you to go off and execute that system well. It could be that perhaps you don't have conviction in the system itself. Maybe you don't believe that this thing actually works. Maybe it has something to do with money and the amount of risk that you're looking to put on. Maybe you're trying to make money very, very quickly, and you're starting out with a small amount. Maybe that's more than you're able to risk. There could be so many different reasons linked to the simple thing of, why do I keep on making the same kind of mistake over and over and over again with my trading? And it's for this reason that we want to go through our beliefs about the system itself, how we started to learn about this particular system, and figuring out if we're able to even execute this thing well, if it's leading us to our goals. See, somebody wants to come on live. Cobra Kai, love the name here. Let's get his take. See if he's able to join. Oh, I think it went away. That's all right. If somebody else wants to join in live, oh wait, here he comes. Cobra Kai, almost here. I hear you. I don't see you. Hello.
Hello.
I see a black screen. I'm not sure if you're able to hear me well. How can I help you, my friend? Cobra Kai is gone. Cobra Kai left building. That's all right, though. Whatever questions you guys have, type them into the chat now. Let's let's think about this topic a bit more. Well, what sort of, let me know if you've had that similar problem of making the same kind of mistake over and over again. If you're watching and you've experienced this, maybe you have a solution too. Type that into the chat too. Let's know. Let's see. I'm just scrolling through the chat. Let's see what other kinds of thoughts or questions will we have coming in. Not a whole lot yet. All right. So a lot of this is covered in the new book that I have out too, Trading Mind Wheel. And the purpose of the book, or one of the purposes of the book, is that there's all these different aspects of trading that are all interrelated. And if we don't have the proper set of beliefs, then it could be like riding a bicycle with a flat tire. It's not going to roll very well. So when we start to learn about these different parts of trading and how mindset is at the core of it all, then we could start to understand our systems better, risk management better, trade management better, start to understand the journaling process and why that's important, start to understand post-analysis, testing, all these different kinds of things, learn how to do them well, and then that's what's going to give us that fully inflated wheel that allows us to roll down the path of success. I thought I saw a question pop up here. How was it like for you when you first started into the stock industry? All right, cool. So that interesting question. Well, when I first started into the stock industry, right? Like I'm just like most people, I think. You have this notion that you take a little bit of money, you put it in, and more money magically pops out the other end, and it's that simple. That's how I started, and like most people, I learned the hard way that it takes a lot more than that to make money in the market. And in fact, it took me about 10 years to finally learn something that would start to lead me to profits, that would start to lead me to success. And that's studying something, then blowing up, then studying something else for a while, that not working, taking some time off, coming back. It's the path that a lot of people go down. So that's how I got started. And the thing that finally turned the corner for me was when I finally got around other people that were trading in the same way that could give me feedback. So I found this book that finally resonated with me. The book was called How to Make Money in Stocks. First book that, or the book that set me onto the path that I'm on now, right? So first book, not the only book. There's loads of other ones in that space, in that genre. But William O'Neill, How to Make Money in Stocks, is the first one that got me onto the current path. So read that book, digested it, then got around other people that had also read and studied and were doing similar. And so we were able to bounce ideas off of each other and start to see, well, what's working, what's not working, how are you doing this, how are you doing that? And then that gave me a way to start to customize my own process and start to do well. That I think is one of the more important things that that we could all do. We could all start to learn a particular process, a system. Well, we don't need to come up with something from scratch. We could. There's plenty of stuff out there, but we could figure out what we like and then find other people that are doing that thing, and then start to figure out, well, how do I customize this for me? And because you're working well with other people that are doing similar, you're in a good environment. You're able to bounce ideas off of one another, and you're able to learn and grow that way. That that's one of the important keys to success right there. So, Prius, I hope that answers your question. Here's a question from, I'm trying to read this, the Garcia Rob. Yeah, I think that's, I pronounced that correctly, the Garcia Rob. Did you ever doubt that you could become consistently profitable trader? Yeah, plenty, plenty. I nearly quit twice, and it was on the third time, like that last time that when I finally got to that 10th year. And I at that point I had already thrown in the towel. Somebody else presented O'Neill's book to me. I gave him the whole sob story of how I was trying and failing for all this time. He's like, "Well, you haven't tried this," and that's what got me. That last shot is the one that finally stuck. So yeah, loads of doubts along the way. Um, and yeah, having an environment around me was having people around me to continue to encourage it, and seeing how other people were doing it was extremely helpful in that regard. Let's see, what are the questions? Mike, do you mind sharing your edge? Sure. So I could share the basics with you in the last couple of minutes that we have here, but I also have a whole program where I actually teach this and coach it, and I'm working with people every single day. It's called the Mara Elite Program. There's a link to that in my bio as well. And if you were to go to marawealth.com, here I'll type it into the chat, marawealth.com. There's information all about it on the website. So there, I just put that into the chat, and you can go check that out. But to just sum it up, my edge, I'm looking for growth and momentum stocks, and I'm looking to swing trade those stocks. So the edge that I came up with was to look for stocks that have the ability to run up very quickly and would offer me these asymmetric, high probability, high reward to low risk setups. And in that way, what I'm looking to do is to uh, have high reward, low risk, and to where I don't need to necessarily win all that much, where I could win 50% of the time and still make money doing that. It's kind of like a coin flip, where if you flip a coin and you get paid $2 if it lands on heads, you lose $1 if it lands on tails. You just flip that coin all day long, and yeah, you're going to lose sometimes, but if you flip that coin 100 times, you're going to come out ahead. That's the basic idea. So the edge part is what I call eagle, right? And that's something else that I talk about in the Trading Mind Wheel book too. So, well, what's eagle? Eagle is an acronym, and it stands for the following: extraordinary earnings, sales, and or projections. So I'm looking for stocks that have earnings of the 25% or more quarter over quarter, that have accelerating earnings quarter over quarter. Same thing with sales, same things with projections, and I'm screening for those things. So, well, what does that mean? That means that there's about 10,000 stocks in the market. I'm not interested in all 10,000. I'm just interested in the ones that have the greatest chance of making those big moves very quickly, because that's what's going to allow me to have my edge and see it work out very well. So I want to filter down the market to just those best ideas, the ones that have the greatest chance of making those big moves. So that's where I start. I'm filtering down on the fundamentals that I want. Great. Now the next part of Eagle A. That's the asymmetric, high probability, high reward to low risk setup. So I'm looking for compression patterns, right? So this is where charts start to come in. I'm looking for stocks that are in uptrends, that started to move sideways, that started to really tighten up. And you can see all this stuff on the chart. And it's from there where I'm looking to take the breakouts from these compression patterns, and the ones that work can go up 4 or 5 times the amount that I've risked, and the ones that don't work out tend to fail very quickly. That's how I end up with about a 50% win rate, but the ones that do win end up making me a lot more than what I risked. That's the A. The G. The G is for growth and game changers. So I'm looking for stocks that have great institutional sponsorship. So what's that? That means that I want to see the fund ownership increasing quarter over quarter over quarter. So it's not you and I that are making the stocks do whatever moves that they're going to make. It's really the big institutions of the world, major hedge funds, mutual funds, pension funds. And so the more of them that own a particular stock, the better. And if they keep on increasing over quarter, what happens is that they're pushing around billions of dollars. They can't buy and sell like you and I can. We could enter a position right now and enter and exit it in a few seconds. It's going to take them sometimes days, weeks, or even months to fill out the whole position that they want. So if we see more institutions piling into a name, then that's good because their demand will continue to drive up the price. So it's something else that gives us a little bit more of a probability, a little bit more of an edge on that name. So that's the G part in a nutshell. The L, I'm looking for leadership. So I want stocks that are leading, that are in a leading industry group, that are also the leaders of their group and also a leader in the market. And I've got a variety of ways that I'm going to gauge that. And the last part, the E, is for environment. I want to be trading with the overall market environment, not against it. So if the market is rolling over, if we're in a bear market, then that's not the time when I would be looking to really go long. If the market is in a strong uptrend and I'm finding stocks that are consolidating, that are breaking out like that, that'll be the best time for my system. And it's almost like picture a sailboat. You could either have a sailboat where the wind is in your sails and you're going to be moving very quickly, or you could be in an environment where there's no wind at all and you're just sitting there, or you could be in the middle of a hurricane, and that's not very good either. So gauging the overall environment. And that, in a nutshell, is the Eagle system, what my edge is. So looks like we are, that's all the time that we have for today. So hopefully you found that helpful. You can, again, go to marrowwealth.com to learn more about that elite membership program that we have. If you wanted to work with me, learn about that system. If you want to learn more about my book, go to tradingmindwheel.com. It's available right now, and we're doing a virtual conference, full day virtual conference on April 4th for free for anybody that gets the book. So go to tradingmindwheel.com to go get the book, learn more about it, and learn all about the conference and all the other great bonuses that we have for you. Until tomorrow, I'll see you guys tomorrow, 9:30 a.m. Eastern. Have a great rest of your day. Take care, everybody. Much love. Peace out.